me what he's worth. Aquavit, Ruskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Slancha!
Good evening, Whiskey Brothers, Whiskey Sisters, Whiskey Friends, and welcome to episode 7 of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Spirit Review. I'm Dolph, I'll be your host tonight, and I'm joined by Blair Phillips, co-author to this book right here, The Definitive Guide to Canadian Distilleries. Blair, what are we continuing our Canadian Spirit Journey with tonight, sir?
We are going to try this Sheringham Seaside Gin from the Sheringham Distillery, Vancouver Island. Yeah, Jason McIsaac and Elaine McIsaac have made everything they make is stunning, but this gin is particularly spectacular.
Excellent. And you talk about it in this article right over here. So let's punch this article in. And nope, it's not there. I don't have the article, but I'm going to have a quote from the article if that's okay. And you know what? Let's tell people it's in page 64 of that lovely book right there. And I do have your article, and the article is called, let's get that up there. It was called Seaside Gin. I should have figured that one out. That's good. All right. And here's the quote I have, because I really liked this quote actually. So and I don't do quotes with this one very often. I'm going to do it anyways. So Elaine and I, Jason, were walking along the beach discussing gin, and the sea breeze was blowing in the sweet sea air, and the roses were blossoming on the side of the path. The forest was a backdrop. When that sea air hits you, it's so refreshing. We wondered how we could get this feeling into gin as an expression, like a source of terroir. This is where the inspiration came from. So very well done, well written. It's bloody poetic is what it is there, Blair, and thank you very much for that. So
yeah, that's a quote from Jason. When I was speaking to him, he's quite poetic himself. Even in his nature of making spirits, and as a chef for 23 years, he really was a student and became a professor of flavors and how different things come together. So that's really fascinating that he was looking for inspiration for a gin to make that would capture the terroir of the region. And he was walking along French Beach, which is close to the distillery, and all those elements were hitting them. And he spent, I think, months trying to capture that into flavors by like trying different distillation types, trying different grains, trying different botanicals until he could just get that balanced experience in a glass. Yeah, and it's not like zero pretension. It's just all artistry and flavor that he's really poured into this.
Can you show us the bottle again? Because what you just said is kind of represented by the bottle. And you look at the bottle, you get a sense of kind of the people as well. And it's very simple. Simple in a good way. It's like you said, non-pretentious. I like it a lot. It's good.
Yeah.
Botanicals, and I had this from, I can't remember if it's the book or the article, but you have juniper, rose, lavender, citrus, coriander, cardamom, and French beach seaweed, sourced from a licensed sustainable harvester. Yep. It's just funny that you had to put that license from. I guess people would think that you just went and grabbed the seaweed and threw it in. So it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of a technique to harvesting seaweed. You can't just walk along the beach with a pitchwork and start chucking into your truck. But
I think I might.
Yeah, we can.
It won't turn out very well.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the nose, what do we get? And you know what? Just quick information: 750 mils, 300 mil, and 100 mil bottles. 43% available throughout BC, Alberta, and Manitoba. They skipped Saskatchewan for some reason. Couldn't get into Saskatchewan yet. And I don't know if they have an online ordering service, because when you go on the site, you click the province you're from, and it's a really good list of the different stores you can go to get them. So that's a kudos to them. They worked on that quite a bit. So on the nose, sir, what are we getting at? And I'm diverting to your expertise in here, sir, because this is the one you sent this to me, and you demanded we do this week. You did.
Yeah, it is one of my all-time favorite spirits, actually. It's just, it has like that floral tone There's a fresh brightness. Citrus is just like really melted in with the juniper. The juniper's not too heavy.
No,
It
not at all.
sits right in the middle.
There is juniper. You can tell it's there, but it's not overpowering at all, which I like.
A little bit of rose. To me, the seaside brininess that you might get is more on the finish towards the end. It's sort of like a
I was going to say it's not on the nose, and I don't know if you can smell briny. Really, you can with peat and whiskeys, but you can't on the nose. And on the palate, it's not up front either. The sweetness comes up front. So, so finishing. Yeah, I could say the lingering taste would be the seaweed, the saltiness.
It's a little bit of saltiness. It's right on the back end of the finish as the citrus and those kind of slight resin notes start to dive down a little bit. It really comes in, and
not overly sweet either, which I like a lot because it seems some people like to pound the sweet just to make the botanicals more palatable, I guess.
Yeah, no,
it's not this.
They've spent a lot of time making sure this is like right, centered and balanced. I don't think it's fair to say that one flavor beats another flavor up. It just all kind of just melts. It's a big melting pot.
Okay. Floral. And on the palate, though, the prevailing sense for me is the mouthfeel, which I like the best because it's got an oily mouthfeel to it, which makes me happy.
It's creamy as well. And I think part of that is, from my understanding, when he made the base spirit, he took 80% wheat and 20% barley. And he mashes it and goes through that process. But when he distills it, he's pulling it off the still, I think at 93%, which for a base spirit for gin is actually not that high. It's like usually it's dialed up a little bit more than that.
Is it?
Yeah. So at 93%, I think you're going to start getting a bit more of that texture. It's not going to thin out like it would as it gets higher. And also a little bit of that graininess to it. So when he does his distillation method, he takes all his botanicals, puts them in like a tea bag kind of thing, throws it in the still, and that's where you start to get those essential oils also adding to that texture. So it's a twofold thing going into this to bring that creaminess into it.
Oh, all right. And it makes sense. You need something to retain that mouthfeel, and the wheat helps with that as well. How about you for cocktails? Is this a cocktail? Because I'm enjoying it straight, and that was one of the things. I have to be able to enjoy this straight to actually talk about it, and I am. But I have just a plain gin and tonic, and which is flavorful. It's good. But would you actually have it into some other type of cocktail that you care about?
I would. This makes a killer martini. Just a little bit of dry vermouth and well, it doesn't really matter, but lots of gin in your martini with a bit of citrus twist instead of an olive, and as Davin would say, it makes a killer breakfast martini.
Excellent. And we all need a good breakfast martini. I'm gonna stick with it straight right now. I think I like it better straight. Well,
I really like it straight. It's really nice with a big chunk of ice as well.
Yeah. That's what I got in there. A big, huge one. That's good. 43%. Sorry, I don't have a price point. Do you have a price point?
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have that.
I would have said $40, but
yeah,
that's what
I'm gonna guess. It's around between 40 and 45. My guess, but I don't know. The distillery. This gin does very well, so that's why you'll see the website jumping around on where it's available, because I think they really try to keep on top of that.
I'm glad they're in Manitoba, just about into Ontario. They just have to break into LCBO. Just nice. That little bit more. They're there.
I know. Unfortunately, I think I have to fly to BC to restock. Yeah.
I got you covered. We're good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We did it. We did it under 10 minutes. So, sláinte, everybody. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks, Blair.
Cheers.
See you later,
See you next week.